Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, Sariathan.
Hey, you fuzzy peaches, and you master...
Hilliards.
Oh,
no,
man,
that's not right. You're saying...
My Patreon peaches.
Master Peachy Flex.
Master
Peach Flexes.
Peach Flexes. I'm coming here with a solo podcast for your ears because of your amazing patience for the new season of the podcast that is launching in January 2019. I'm only telling you peeps. And to reward you beautiful peaches again, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the podcast art, the new podcast art. Boom. What do you think of it?
Check that out.
Do you like it? Oh, I'm excited. But last night we were talking about what?
Something hilarious.
So funny.
Is YouTube still a community?
Super light topic.
Yeah, lighthearted conversation basically about the well-being of our entire careers. But yeah,
well,
is YouTube still a community?
Yeah, and that's what kind of brought me back to this because I think 2019, I somehow want to figure out whether it's like on my Discord or my Patreon, really figure out who are the people who are here that want to live their most creative life.
Totally.
Who are the people I should put my attention on because it was kind of started by some really nasty comments on previous videos. And I was like, screw this. What am I even doing? So no matter what level you're at.
You're saying the conversation was started because of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. In
my brain it was.
Me too.
Because I was literally like, the few negative people make you rethink everything when in reality, so many people actually support you and love what you're doing, but for some reason those negative people just like get at you, which is so bleh. But that turns around to, I need to put more energy on the people who are here to be more creative, to further themselves, to be their best people.
Right.
So that's what I kind of want to talk about. Quick side note, keep your eyes open on the Discord and Patreon because I'm going to do some giveaways with stuff very soon. Because I literally, guys, here's a little scoop. Scoop-a-doop.
Oh!
Scoopity-doopity. What was that?
I thought you were feeding me something and I choked on it.
Oh, no.
That was a little weird.
That was a little weird. I'm not.
You that farted?
I'm not.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
I'm not cutting this either.
Good.
It's uncut.
I'm scratching my nose. I'm not picking it, but my nose itches.
All right.
So ignore that.
Yeah, because I was gonna do a giveaway and do the whole random comment generator thing, but at the last minute when I was reading nasty comments, I'm like, these people don't deserve a giveaway.
Totally.
But there's so many good people in my community that I feel like I don't reinforce the positive, and that's why I want to start doing giveaways on like Patreon and stuff and in my Discord to reward the goodness. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
those were cute.
The only thing I want to add is like the fact.
But no, yeah, because I want you here.
Right.
Because we blabber on about so much stuff because we're both YouTubers, so it's good that we have each other. We look so cute.
Good.
But yeah, what's your thoughts?
Well, we do YouTube so much and we do so much clicky content that a lot of times people outside of our audience will find the videos. And in that sense, I know on YouTube and just human beings in general, when they see something that's really big, like they see a channel that's 500,000, you have 400,000 subscribers, they don't think of you as an underdog by any measure. Right. So a lot of times people with their insecurities immediately go into like attack mode. So when they see someone who made a video that maybe rubbed them the wrong way in any possible way, instead of just being like...
And it's not even rubbing them the wrong way, it's them clicking on it and expecting one thing, and if it doesn't show up within the first 2 seconds, then it's, oh my god, I hate this person.
Yeah, like in your head, you're giving them more value because you're like, not only is this a subject, but I'm giving you a fun story. Totally. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think like in that mix, when people subscribe for that one video, they get insulted when you do a different video, and it's like, dude, we do so many videos that clearly all the videos are going to appeal to you, and that's when it starts feeling like you might be losing your community a little bit. Yeah. Like with me, sometimes I feel like my community is buried underneath like the content that has somehow gone kind of viralish. And yeah, I think when we were growing, we were seen as underdogs, and people were kind of like with us. Yeah. But for some reason, there's like a point in YouTube where you're no longer that. People don't see you as that, at least in my case. And that's when I feel like I start losing the sense of community because I'm like, man, people aren't backing me anymore because it's like I've achieved what they followed me to achieve. And now that I'm there, they're like, well, he's gotten what he has, so what do we do now? I guess just insult the rest of his adventure. And it's like, yeah.
And it's almost like if people... You tweeted. Can you pull up that tweet that you tweeted?
Yeah.
So... You tweeted last night that you
Is YouTube still a community?
Yeah.
And does YouTube still feel like a community?
Yeah. And there was a sense that oh, there seems like there's a community among creators, which yes, but I don't know if it was you or someone else said that it seems like the community isn't the same between the creator and the viewers, which I found interesting. And that's why I'm like, oh, even though Patreon isn't, I know it's not going to be like my bread and butter, I think that's where I should be, just communities like this. Maybe that's where I need to put more of my focus on, because then that helps have more community in between me and the people out there that matter, like the viewers, you know?
There's so many dynamics. It's like when you first do YouTube, at least with me when I was growing on YouTube, it felt 100% like me and this subscriber base against the world. And I felt like I had this like different approach to skateboarding and life in general and different ideals. And the fact that so many people were behind my ideals felt like, well, I've always felt like I was like sort of different and an outcast. And now all these people are behind me. And then business gets involved in YouTube. Like you grow and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll do a brand deal, blah, blah, blah. And then it just like, I don't know, everything just sort of distorts in some weird way after that. But to me, yeah, it feels less like me and an army of people are growing together, and more like I just have this channel. More people who come
and go.
Yeah, and more that I just have
even if you have an audience, it's not the people who subscribe to you. Maybe it's half your viewers are your subscribers, but everyone else is people who click on a title.
Yeah.
And they're there for maybe 1 video, 2 videos, 3 videos, and then they move on with the rest of their life.
And this is the weird part, is yes, somebody said like, oh, it feels like such a great community. I mean, me and a bunch of creators do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've never thought of YouTube as like the creator community. I don't know why. I just like, but I've always been a part of it. I've had like all my skate homies and now my New York homies. Yeah. And it is an amazing community in that sense. But we all have separate entities and separate businesses. I like the idea of me and the subscriber army.
No, and that's
community.
true. The more I've done it, I mean, that's one of my favorite parts, is the creator community amongst my peers.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I feel like I'm growing apart from my viewers.
Yeah, what I was saying was the opposite.
Okay.
Well, no, second part.
No, because you say you want more of that me and my army feel.
Yes.
Right?
I want the more me and my army, and I've never cared as much about the me and the creators.
Gotcha.
But it's been there and it's strong and it's amazing, and those people are real, but like, I don't know. I used to just me and the audience.
Yeah. So, and I guess it's turning into how can YouTubers or people who make videos find that creator community at every level, because I think it is now more about that. So if you have 1,000 subscribers, how do you hang out? How do you find the community with other people with 1,000 subscribers? How do you find other people with 50,000 subscribers? Because
maybe it is best to focus on that.
Yeah, because it seems like it's But what were some of the responses?
Yeah, I mean I think you're right about focusing on that, but I don't like to think that we should focus on that. But
well, no, but it's just getting harder and harder to feel a legitimate community when people are in and out.
Yeah, especially on YouTube in general. Like YouTube, the audience changes.
It's become so toxic, and like it really has become this like. And I don't want to be all negative.
I know.
I feel like me, and sometimes you, and a few other people have a very rare, cool, creative audience where the core people who are always there are like making moves, energy is good, good vibes. But it's, you know.
It happened, right. I'll upload a video where literally the whole conversation is brilliant. It's like thought-provoking conversation. I'm like, hell yeah. And then the next video, it's like, well, that was kind of silly. This part dumb. And I'm like, where'd everyone go? Like, what happened? Why is this video? I don't know. Because I remember when I first moved to California, I remember like I put out a video, and like this is the first time I've ever gotten bumped on YouTube. But I put out a video, and it was basically just me in like California, where I just moved, and it was exciting. And one thing exciting about it was like the diversity in the community, which I've never had because I'm from South Carolina. So I put out a video with me, and basically just went to the skate park, like not even really in the ghetto, but like it was all blacks, Hispanics, me, Asian, blah blah. And almost like there's probably like 50 comments about that. Like they were just like, "What's up with all these Asians? What's up with all these black people?" And I was like, "What?" Like overnight, what happened? Like I'm dealing with this like toxic. Anyways, but I was living like, I don't know. I was living in the Midwest, so maybe like I attracted a lot of people who didn't like the fact that I was.
That's weird.
Changing up. Anyways.
Yeah, you got a lot of responses to this. So what was the question?
The question was, does YouTube still feel like a community? And like people like Andrew Huang, who's an amazing YouTuber.
Yeah, look him up.
He said feels like thousands of communities and thousands of businesses. So yeah, for me, YouTube feels more like every YouTuber is a business now.
Right.
Rather than, yeah.
So maybe that's where people are losing the connection because it's 100% business.
Yeah, and you start feeling like the channel belongs to the audience rather than yourself. Like with me, sometimes I'm like, well, John Hill is no longer like my personal running around doing what I want in my life. So how can I plan it accordingly to match the idea of like a business YouTube channel, which is strange, but people feel it.
Romina?
Oh yeah, Romina. She's the homie. Yes, I think it depends on the type of people you surround yourself with. Sad to see that others don't feel like they are part of the community, because I definitely do.
She's a Peach Master Flex. So
oh.
You'll probably see this.
Boom.
And I always pronounce her name wrong. Pretty sure it's
Romina,
but it might be Romina.
Yeah. YouTube feels like high school lunch right now. Too many clicks, a lot of people eating alone, and it smells kind of funky due to the food. I'll say this. So my perspective of it was like YouTube seemed like a very dorky community that a lot of like...
And now the cool kids have taken over.
Totally.
And Logan Paul has taken over.
And what's funny is I think like at the end of the day, people are always like, well, at least you have this niche for this kind of person who grew up maybe like being the alienated nerd. I think at the end of the day, this is my like theory, is that we all secretly want to be frat boys in some ways, but we want to deny that, and sorority girls, because
we want to be the cool kids.
They take over every single creative outlet.
No matter how long it takes.
No matter how long it takes, that will happen because the audience feels a connection to those people the most. So they are the most loved or whatever for a reason.
Which is so weird because that ish makes me like...
Cringe, me too, totally. I grew up in like a college town. I was always like, ugh, nobody likes that. Everyone likes that. It's insane. And even I'll watch David Dobrik, and I'll find myself laughing, and I'm like, I'm laughing at the jockiest humor ever, like frat boys talking about like, you know, being terrible. Yeah, being terrible. And I'm like, I'm laughing at this. So clearly even a part of me is like, oh, sick, bro. Damn it. Oops, sorry. This is for a small audience, right? Kind of. Yeah, let's see what else. I mean, this is a big one that a lot of people reply to. YouTube is a platform. It's not going to feel like a community unless you become part of one and invest time in it. I've met people through YouTube that have become close friends. I've built a community there. But before I did that, it felt like the loneliest place on earth. Interesting. So he's saying like
you gotta work for it too.
The peer community too.
Yeah, it seems like it's the peer-to-peer.
Yeah, John Ray's off YouTube. Yes, that's the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying. The idea died around 2012. It's by Kelvin Dulles. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels different. But maybe it's the fact that we've done it for a long time, too.
Oh, I think Kelvin is also a
Peach Master?
Yeah.
Don't think so. Everyone is alone in growing their channel. No help. That's not true. I mean, you can offer help. You can offer help to people and figure out ways to collab, but that's kind of all on you.
And it's more saturated, so it's a harder platform to be successful on. And but there's always room.
Yeah.
There's always room for more people, as you've seen in the past 2 years. Peter McKinnon, Mango Street, but I think it's going to get harder and harder and harder.
Yeah, I think you have to validate yourself as quickly as possible. So yeah, if you watch like Sarah's first videos, she was clearly like a documentary filmmaker type person, and you could instantly be like, wow, she could make like a Netflix video. I feel like I'm watching Netflix, and that immediately is like a talent beyond.
Or my middle videos, my first ones are kind of crazy.
Well, it doesn't look like a YouTuber trying to be a filmmaker. It looks like a filmmaker.
Oh, thank you.
So people are, and that's how like Peter's are like that too.
Right.
I mean, his are YouTube based in the sense where he talks, but his style changed like a huge thing. Like everyone's copying Peter's style now.
B-roll and stuff.
And then with me, it was just skating. Like I'm a good skater, and that's it. And I could just like be like, here's me doing a trick. Well, there you go. I have some talent. Now watch the rest.
Yeah. What did Michael say?
Michael said,
to me, it feels like way less of a community than Instagram or Twitter. Interesting. Twitter I think, is an amazing community.
Totally.
I don't think Instagram is a community at all.
I don't see that. Twitter's amazing, but yeah.
Because, I mean, Twitter's amazing because look at all these comments you have of people actually joining a conversation.
Totally.
But it can be, like, a very hostile place at the same time. But
here's interesting. Someone says, I think if you follow the right creators, and I think that might be my issue, too. I think a lot of times the reason I don't feel like it's community, because I used to only watch 3 or 4 channels every single day. Maybe, like, I always think, like, I need to get back to that. 3 or 4 channels. Don't stray, because that's when you get lost in the weeds and you're like, oh, everything's crazy and I hate all this.
But that's what YouTube encourages.
Right.
And it's the best thing and the worst thing. You get caught in the algorithms. You get caught watching like a Logan Paul video about Dietschy and Casey. KSI, and it's just the worst thing ever. But
KSI nice day?
But yeah. But then 20 minutes later, you're just like, oh, this is the worst. Why am I here?
Yeah.
But
I feel bad and terrible now.
That's also how you find new cool creators.
Totes.
It's just not super curated, so you're gonna have to go through some crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was a fun conversation, and
totally.
I think it's worth having, and I'm just putting it out there to my peaches because come January 2019, it's a new year, and I'm gonna be elevating. I want to elevate everything, right? I want to be doing more on YouTube, of course, but
me too. You can check out my channel whenever.
Yeah, man. John Hill, the 30 people that are watching this.
Boom. Check it out.
But also the little bit of negativity. You know, you can never give that all of your focus, but that stuff pushes me more into how can I dedicate more of my time towards the people that actually matter.
Totally.
That's you guys. So
yeah.
Stay tuned. Thanks for sticking around. Can't wait for January 2019. And you guys are going to get the new podcast before everyone else. So yeah, we are here in another hotel room on our secret project. I've been kind of chatting about it in the Discord. I've been showing them secret pictures. The 30, 40 people that are in the Discord.
Dang. I'm tired. 4 more days of this and we'll be good. We'll be back in New York.
It's very intense, but new videos coming out. It's December videos. Boom. High five.
Thanks for staying brilliant. Thanks for being excited to be creative and being here and going the extra mile to learn.
Yep.
It means a lot.
And subscribe to John.
Yeah, check it out. If you don't like it, blame Sara.
YouTube.com/John Hill.
That's right.
Those glasses look great on you.
You know what? You look great with or without the glasses.
Thank you.
You're constant hot, dude.
Whoa, bro.
Like a lava stream of constant hotness.
This is getting too intense. We gotta shut this off. We gotta shut it off. Shut it down.
Take care.